and the chair recognizes Representative Moody to explain his amendment.
Thank you. Unlike Ms. T, I do not carry the same amount of fear within you all to vote against my things. So I'm going to go ahead and offer up the following amendment, amendment number, I guess since that was withdrawn, to be amendment number 4.
Correct.
So I want to just put this in context. So this is perjury in connection with certain election procedures. You can see the provision. We actually talked about it several hours ago, and we talked about the mens rea and how we don't have in the bill as drafted a mens rea that is comparable to the one that is housed in Texas Penal Code, the perjury section, section 37.02A. And the way that's written is the language that you see here in the amendment, with intent to deceive and with knowledge of the statement's meaning. That is literally lifted out of the penal code and placed in the sentence. So I'm going to read it as it would read in the bill, clean. It would read, a person commits an offense if with intent to deceive and with knowledge of the statement's meaning, the person makes a false statement or swears to the truth of a false statement previously made while making the oath described by section 64.034. And remember, that's the oath, the new oath or the expanded oath, sorry, not new oath, an expanded oath that we have for folks that are conducting this business. So that's how it would read with the amendment in it to bring it in line with what is almost always, I'm not going to say in all cases, almost always is a proper mens rea that's used in perjury. In perjury cases. I'm going to choose to ignore my friend Mr. Clardy here, and I'd like to offer this up, and I'd ask that the committee, pursuant to Rule 4, Section 39, vote in favor of it. Recommend it to the full body because it doesn't get adopted onto the bill until they vote for it. Anyway, so all I'm asking you to do is recommend that the full body adopt this when we get there. That's what I'm asking this committee to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Moody. Members, are there any questions for Representative Moody? Yes, Representative White.
Okay, so there is an offense already, I'm assuming, right?
There is a new offense of perjury housed in HB 3 as it came to the committee today. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Perjury in connection with certain election procedures. This is housed on page 38, lines 17 through 20.
Okay.
Okay. Members, any further questions for the amendment author? Yes, Representative Clardy.
Thank you, Chairman Ashby. I will recall, and many of my colleagues who serve on the Elections Committee remember some of this testimony. This particular language, although I'm sure well-intentioned, does create really an impossible burden upon the prosecutors trying to enforce the election laws of the state of Texas. That's my recollection. It's a little early in the morning for me to get saying up the entire, chapter and verse of the law. But and I appreciate Mr. Moody's history as a prosecutor. Yeah, this is one I think we should look deeper into. This really does trigger some issues for some resource witnesses we no longer have available. And I, with all due respect to my person sharing my microphone, I will have to be voting no on this amendment. But thank you.
Well, and I certainly respect your opinion. Now, this is the mens rea that goes back to at least 1973 in our penal code. So I think if there had been some significant problems or challenges with it, I probably would have heard from some prosecutors in our time about it, and maybe it's been morphed a little bit over time. But this is the tried and true mens rea for perjury almost across the board. Like I said, there are a couple of perjury offenses that don't have this standard, but the bulk majority of them carry this. So,
Chair recognizes Representative Busey.
I would just push back and say that it should be hard. It should be challenging to throw people into jail for this. They should have that high burden. That's why I'll be supporting this amendment. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, members, any further questions for the amendment author? If not, let's see, Representative Moody moves adoption of the amendment to the bill. The clerk will call the roll.
Chairman Ashby,
Nay.
Vice Chair Thompson,
Yes.
Busey,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Nay.
Garin,
No.
Jeton, Johnson,
Yes.
Click,
Nay.
Landgraf,
Nay.
Lozano, Longoria, Moody, Niave,
Yes.
Shaheen,
Nay.
White.
Nay.
Members, there being 5 ayes and 9 nays, the amendment fails to adopt. You'll turn to the next page.